Hey everybody, welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead. It's your boy Cheeklay. We just recently had this simply groundbreaking event. Although I didn't make a vlog during that event, here were some highlights. Number one, we did get a remote invite from Fukuoka, Japan during the in-person wild event and got a Toxtricity and did get it in the Pokédex. Secondly, we did get a shiny Drillbur from Field Research during the event, and I'm really glad that we got one, especially since the event gave us a shiny boost for shiny Drillbur. And third, and most importantly, we did a lot of Dynamax Drillbur battles throughout the weekend to get Candy XL, to get Candy, to get the best Drillbur to evolve into Dynamax Excadrill to be the best counter against Dynamax and or Gigantamax Toxtricity during the Global Wild Area event. And that kind of segues towards today's topic, which is about how to take down Toxtricity, whether it's the amp or the low-key form. Spoiler, the stats are literally the same thing. When it comes to taking down Dynamax Toxtricity and Gigantamax Toxtricity. So before we talk about how to take it down, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and also let me know in the comments below if you got a shiny Drillbur or a shiny Dynamax Drillbur. So with that being said, let's dive in to the details. First and foremost, we need to discuss about Toxtricity as a whole. This is an electric poison dual type, which means it's going to be 4 times weak to ground. So obviously the counters you're going to use, whether it's a raid boss or a max battle boss, it's going to require ground type encounters. And because it's also an electric poison type, it's going to be weather boosted during rainy and cloudy weather. It could most likely happen anywhere at this point. It might be cold wherever you are. It might be gloomy wherever you are. So I would recommend to just be prepared for any weather condition, whether it's rainy, snowy, or just straight up cold. And do expect a potential chance wherever you are that it might be weather boosted. Whether it's the low key or the amp form, the stats are going to be the same, such as the max CP, which is going to be 2941, the attack, which is 224, defense, which is 140, and the stamina, which is 181. Now, if you're doing 4-star raids, there is a chance it could be weather boosted, but in max battles, it won't. If it's a hundo, it would be 1486 for the CP, and then, of course, if it's weather boosted and you're doing a 4-star battle, it's gonna be 1858. Next up, we have fast attacks. We have Poison Jab, Acid, and Spark. And for the charge moves, we have Discharge, Wild Charge, Acid Spray, and Power Up Punch, which is a fighting type move. When you're battling Toxtricity as a 4-star battle, you're gonna have to use ground type encounters like Primal Groudon, Mega Garchomp, Excadrill with Mud Slap and Scorching Sands, Syrian Landorus, and more. Just in general, use ground type Pokemon. Now when it comes to Dynamax and Gigantamax Toxtricity, again, it doesn't matter which form you're going after, or if you're doing the amp or the low-key, amp and low-key, I think that's what it is. The number one counter that you're gonna wanna use during those battles will be Dynamax Excadrill, which is a ground steel type. Now despite the fact that Dynamax Excadrill has the upper hand with typing, it's a ground steel type, which means it can resist electric and poison type moves. But there is one catch. It learns Power Up Punch, which is a fighting type move. And I have to stress that because Excadrill is a steel type, which is weak against fighting. So my recommendation is definitely put Dynamax Excadrill as your second and third max Pokemon and set up either Gengar or Metagross Dynamax first. Not only Dynamax Metagross and Dynamax or Gigantamax Gengar can resist and also could be good counters against Toxtricity, it will also especially eat up that Power Up Punch. So definitely bring those out for defense and make sure that they take the hits and not Dynamax Excadrill. As you're powering up that max meter and you max it fully and your Pokemon's about to Dynamax, that is a great opportunity to swap whatever Pokemon you have up to Dynamax Excadrill so you can Dynamax it and hit Max Quake 3 times. Switch it back to either Metagross and Gengar and let them take the hits while you're using Psychic type moves or whatever. Although Gigantamax Toxtricity will take 10 to 20 trainers to defeat, it is still a difficult boss, and I think strategizing it is going to be the best way. Now, yes, you can use all team of 3 Excadrills, but I think you should at least have one, and making sure it's powered up and it has a max level for the Max Quake move and for the Max Spirits. Also, I'm posting this video on a Monday, so it is extremely important to take advantage of Max Monday, which is going to be in your local time today from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. And the reason for that is because the feature is Dynamax Drillbur, which is going to be a Pokemon you're going to want to take advantage of. One, you want to try to get some Candy XL and some Candy, and you also want to try to get some Dynamax Drillbur and pick the best one to evolve and power up before the Global Wild Area event. And most importantly, and probably the one thing that everyone's been repeating on the internet, it is the only and currently the only ground type available that can Dynamax. Now, before we wrap up today's video, I also want to mention a couple legendaries that are either happening now or tomorrow when you're watching this video. Nihilego and Tapu Koko. Because during the Into the Wild event, we're going to be having multiple raid hours happening from Tuesday through Friday. I'm going to talk about the other raid bosses in another video tomorrow, because there's going to be way more raid bosses during the wild area during the weekend. But I want you guys to be ready for these, especially since there is a 20 remote raid limit from Monday through Thursday, and no remote raid limit from Friday the 22nd through Sunday the 24th. So we do have a raid boss on Tuesday, November 19th from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, and I think that's Nihilego? Yes, so it is Nihilego, which is a rock poison type Ultra Beast, and that is going to be 2 times weak to ground. That's going to be very important to remember. It has a max CP of 4465, an attack of 249, defense of 210, and the stamina of 240. So it is one of the top poison type attackers, so you're gonna want to have ground types once again. The CP for the Hundo, for those of you guys that want to get a Hundo or a Shundo, is 2256 in raids, and if it's weather boosted, whether it's partly cloudy or cloudy, it's 2821. Fast attacks it can learn are Pound, Poison Jab, and Acid, and the charge attacks include Rock Slide, Power Gem, Sludge Bomb, and Gunk Shot. And honestly, I would just use the same ground types that I've mentioned for the 4-star Toxtricity battles, such as Primal Groudon, Mega Garchomp, Excadrill, etc. And then Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, which is November 20th, we do have Tapu Koko, an electric fairy type. The stats are going to be 3582 for the max CP. We also have 250 for attack, 181 for defense, and 172 for stamina. The Hundo in raids is going to be 1810, and weather boosted, whether it's rainy or cloudy, is going to be 2263. Fast attacks include Quick Attack and Volt Switch, and the charge attacks will include Thunder, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Brave Bird, and Nature's Madness, which is an exclusive move. I don't think it will learn Nature's Madness when it's out, but it's worth mentioning that it's the fairy type move that Tapu Koko can learn. And just like with Nihilego and Toxtricity, just the same ground type encounters. Just use ground types overall. Now in tomorrow's video, we are going to be discussing about Origin Dialga, Origin Palkia, Primal Groudon, and Primal Kyogre, because those raid bosses are going to be huge during this weekend's Wild Area Global event. You want to get those remote raids ready. You want to get your counters ready. And dude, I would be ready for Friday night, because that is the start of the no remote raid limits. So do as many remote raids as your heart desires. We'll cover those raid bosses in tomorrow's video. But for now, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Peace out.